Advocate Carol Steinberg has shone a light on tender irregularities at the Nugent Commission of Inquiry into Tax Administration and Governance. Steinberg has questioned the circumstances around consulting firm Bain and Company and how they were awarded a contract for restructuring the revenue service. It has emerged that Bain and Company were awarded a contract at SARS irregularly. The consultancy, which won the tender on the basis of a 50% discount, later charged the full price for the work done at SARS. Both Nugent and Steinberg agreed that this was irregular because the total cost then escalated to nearly 200 million rand. However, Bain Company head Victoria Masone maintains there were no further negotiations 4 months after the appointment. For more on the story, we crossed our reporter Bain in Pretoria. Good afternoon, Bali. Bain seemed to be getting quite a lashing in that inquiry today.
Yes, indeed, Nzinga, he did get quite a lashing, and you saw, as we all saw, we saw Judge Nugent actually getting really impatient with him because he was dodging questions. He did not answer questions. He wasn't really answering questions, and he wasn't being direct and forthcoming with all the answers that he was supposed to be expected to give to the commission. But we saw evidence leader Carol Steinberg shining the light on some tender irregularities at SARS. She talked about how it was highly irregular that Bain and Company would win a tender based on the fact that they'd given SARS a 50% discount and then later on charge twice as much. Well, Bain and Company managing partner has said, but no, it didn't come up to 200 million rand. It actually came up to 164, 163. It's all relative. It's all the same. It's all really adds up to almost 200 million rand. And basically what Judge Nugent has said to that, he said that he's never heard of such. He's never heard of a 50% discount, and he says it's rather disingenuous of Bain and Company to have offered that and then after that not continue with the same pricing strategy when the work started. But Bain and Company managing partner said, no, but we did give them a discount. We gave them a 12% discount, and basically that's what happened. They started going backwards and forward about that and asking questions around the tender irregularities and so on. But something else that also took center stage in all of this is the procedure, the process in which the Bain and Company followed in order to do this restructuring. What happened was they got a list of 33 people, only 33 people to interview, and the entire restructuring was based on the testimonies of these 33 people. But Judge Nugent has asked, but how do you then restructure a big institution like SARS based on the testimonies of 33 people? And he also asked, considering that a number of people who were experienced that actually left SARS, so you got a list of people that were handpicked by suspended SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane, and you based your entire restructuring only on that. And he then replied and said, no, I really thought maybe I could have, in hindsight, what he said that in hindsight, he wishes he would have actually interviewed former SARS Commissioner, now Minister of Public Enterprises, if I'm not mistaken, Pravin Gordhan. And he said that in hindsight he wishes that he would have done that. But Judge Nugent has actually asked, but what about the experience? Because you did the experience of the 33 people that you interviewed, because you didn't interview people who had years and years and vast years of experience in order to do this restructuring. And basically that's how it ended. It ended on a cliffhanger because he was still dodging questions right at the end. Nzinga.
Thanks so much, Bain giving us an update on that SARS Commission of Inquiry. We're now going to go over to Nompumelelo Siziba, who's